Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where I've had a cold or allergies, so there's going to be a lot of weird short little coughing breaks. Like that. I'll edit them mostly out. I'm going to leave that one in because I'm crazy. What am I talking about? That's right, Superman issue 70 and the final third story, The Pied Piper, a prankster story where the prankster gets the idea of being the Pied Piper. Sort of. It's not exactly what the Pied Piper did from a Saturday morning cartoon. And the story actually does feel like a Saturday morning cartoon, which is not a knock at the story at all. In fact, it's way more effective than most prankster stories and most stories of this time. In fact, they should lean way more into that. Or, lean more into the Max Fleischer type of storytelling, where there's just like a big event. This looks like a job for Superman. Honestly, that would be way more effective than the storytelling they've been trying to do. So the prankster gets the Daily Planet to run a contest because at this point, the Daily Planet just 70% contest. It's a contest to see who can write the best story on Superman. So now all these kids from Metropolis are following Superman around. When the prankster is going to commit a crime, he causes some sort of havoc where the children are in danger, which then puts Superman at odds, which then distracts Superman because he has to save the children. There's hundreds of children's lives at risk versus the prankster robbing a museum. So this is actually a really solid plan from the prankster. I've always liked this idea whenever it shows up, that the villain is using a much more severe thing, as in putting lives in danger, because that's going to be the big threat for Superman. Superman's more about saving people than he is really punching an alien. We need to fundamentally understand that. So Superman has to save the people. It's the more important thing. Toyman's first appearance really understood this. I can't think of actually another prankster story that really understood this. So already a much better prankster story than you usually get. But Superman eventually figures out that the contest promoter was in fact the prankster and has solved the glaring problem that the prankster hasn't thought about. If all these kids are constantly following Superman, they're all writing basically the same story. Yeah, someone could probably write the better version of that story. How does that make you stand out in the contest if you're all basically writing the same story? So Superman, who of course is a reporter, gives a speech to these kids about that and points out the prankster right before he's about to rob something and tells them, that's the promoter, maybe you should ask him if he will change the rules. So now the kids won't leave the prankster alone, not giving him an opportunity to rob anything, to the point that he's basically going crazy until Superman just full on stops him and throws him in prison. I mean, there's enough evidence already that he has been committing crimes, so the fact that the children won't let him get away, Superman just kind of lets it happen for a while until he throws the prankster away. Eventually, plans blow up in his face. That's actually a more usual prankster ending, and especially him in prison with his henchmen playing a pipe, because there wasn't actually a Pied Piper part of this story. Superman's being followed around by children, but he's not exactly playing a flute. It gets the idea without exactly being the idea. He doesn't want the kids following it. So I actually think a fairly strong or competent ending to Superman 70, which has been wildly all over the place when it comes to consistency and storytelling. So that's it from Superman number 70, The Pied Piper. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notification when new videos are up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story and other Detective Comics or Batman. And I wasn't able to mention it, but last week I had a podcast, Bat Lessons, I was on talking about the first appearance of Harvey Dent. So go give those guys a listen. So yeah, have a great day.